Okay, and so then you turn to entrepreneurship. What is your, I mean, you kind of talked about this, but like what gets you moving every day? What gets you out of bed?
I just never really know what a day is going to have in store. Like, I have a rough idea. I know like the tasks that I'm going to be working on, but my favorite days are days like today, where I didn't necessarily have a lot of computer work, but I did a lot of like networking and socializing, and like unexpectedly met a guy who runs a bunch of CBD dispensaries here in Austin, and we just like hit it off and started sharing funny stories and things like that. And I go to all these different networking events and just learn. I get to learn so much about people and their businesses and how they think. I'm really super interested in psychology and how people work. A book that I read many times was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I probably read that book over 24 times. And it's the people aspect, the feeling that I get here. I know exactly how to describe this. So every Monday, Focus Founders, my coaching group, does a group call where we all come together and we talk about each other's businesses and how we can prioritize things and get over blockers and stuff like that. And some days I'll just have these moments where it feels like I'm not the person doing the coaching. It's like coming from somewhere else, and I'm just like this conduit for it. It's the craziest feeling. It's like being in pure flow state. Are you familiar with the idea of flow? When you're just in that pure flow state, especially when it's with other people, the amount of things that you can create are exponential. Like, it just feels like that camaraderie, that collaboration of building new and interesting businesses, especially ones that I really enjoy working with people who are very heart-led, who are passionate and care about making good change in the world. Yeah, I'd say that's what gets me out of bed, is just being able to interact with really interesting people.
What other books have you read that have had like a high impact on you?
One of my favorites that I recommend to people, and most people probably haven't even heard of this one, but it's called How Life Works. I forget the name of the author at the moment, but you'll know it if you see it, because it's got this little cartoon character on the front cover. And it literally explains how life works from, like, you know, I'm sure you're familiar with like The Secret and the law of attraction and those manifestation kind of things. Okay. So The Secret was like based on the law of attraction. It was this massively popular book forever ago. And it essentially just talked about this idea that we manifest the things that we think about and talk about. And like, I read that, and it was impactful for sure, but it was missing something. And so this book, How Life Works, it talks about why The Secret actually works from this like super easy to understand practical level. And it's got like pictures and cartoons inside of it. Like, it talks about why bad things continue to happen to not bad people, but why bad things happen to people who bad things have already happened to, like why it continues to happen. And it gives these examples of, like, let's say you're someone who, you know, often gets angry. And so something happens in your day and you get really mad and you like play the victim and you start pointing fingers and you're blaming, and internally you might say things like, this kind of stuff always happens to me, like, and then the universe or the world, life, whatever you want to call it, proves you right. It's like, oh, see, I told you, this thing always happens to me. And so you have this like story inside your head that bad things happen to you, and you're always going to be looking for ways to reinforce that story because you don't want to be wrong. Like, everybody wants to think that they're correct. And so a big part of the How Life Works book is changing those internal stories. And now I'm a person who says that instead of the universe is out to get me, it's the universe has my back. Instead of things are happening to me, it's things are happening for me. And the more I tend to believe that, the more it gets reinforced. And I find little things that just say, oh yeah, this is happening for me. So if something bad happens, it's like later on I can look back and be like, oh, that actually was a benefit in my life because of this. And I think a lot of people look at that and they think, oh, this is like some woo-woo nonsense or whatever. But even from Even if you take the woo-woo out of it and you just look at it like logically, if you're the kind of person who goes, what can I learn from this? Or what good can come of this? You're always going to find something, because that's what your brain's looking for, and your brain is designed to find what it's looking for.